He married a woman from out of town. Way out of town. Perhaps too far out of town. Anyway, it's My Stepmother is an Alien, the 1988 comedy film from director Richard Benjamin, starring Dan Aykroyd, Kim Basinger, John Lovitz, and a young Allison Hannigan. My name's Zach, and today we're looking at Arrow Video's 2021 release of the film, and all the goodies included. But before we jump into our Blu-ray copy, let's talk a little bit about the movie itself. My Stepmother is an Alien follows Dan Aykroyd as Steve Mills, a widowed scientist dedicating his time and efforts towards contacting alien life by sending out the strongest signals possible. On one particularly stormy night, he manages to launch a signal to the neighboring galaxy, destroying his lab in the process and losing his job in the aftermath. The very next day, a beautiful woman played by Kim Basinger happens to show up looking for Steve personally, calling herself Celeste. She seems to know way too much about him and is almost too eager to see his workplace. However, her awkward yet eccentric demeanor only works to attract Steve's quirky personality, and he soon finds himself more than interested. On the flip side, it's quickly revealed to the audience behind closed doors that Celeste is actually an alien, sent to contact Steve and find out just how he managed to send such a strong signal, as it may be the key to saving her own planet. She must quickly adapt to life on Earth, trying to fit in based on dated, inconcise research from back home. As a result, she does all sorts of goofy things, from spontaneous gymnastics to oversized breakfast. She eats weird things, she wears weird things, she says weird things, and well, you get the idea. It's your standard fish out of water story. Despite her mission to uncover Steve's research, the two start to develop a true relationship as Celeste learns all the ins and outs of being human. Whether it's eating, shopping, or even sex, she begins to understand the pleasures of humanity that her people have long forgotten. On top of that, she even begins to reciprocate Steve's feelings, becoming an oddball family with Steve and his daughter Jessie, played by Allison Hannigan. Of course, in the most tropey fashion, throughout the film we have Jessie who constantly sees the alien reveal herself accidentally, only to be shut down when she tries to tell her dad. It's the usual boy who cried wolf sort of pitch. Overall, a cliche and perhaps tired story that still has enough goofy charm to make it a cult classic, and it really does deserve it. For all the cliches and tropes that run rampant in the script, My Stepmother is an Alien still has that 80s comedy fun that ensues both laughs and nostalgia. It's wacky, it's raunchy, and everything in between. An enjoyable comedy featuring a star-studded cast. Though it's no John Hughes classic, this film deserves a spot on the shelf for those who love the genre. More than 30 years later, Arrow Video has brought us a great-looking Blu-ray release, with a handful of bonuses to watch alongside the movie. So, without further ado, let's go unbox our copy. Here we are with Arrow Video's physical release of My Stepmother's an Alien. The early printings come with this standard slipcover featuring the artwork of Colin Murdoch. On the back side we have all of our disc information, and underneath is the clear matching case. Inside is housed a single disc on the right, and I got the first printing booklet on the left as well. The booklet features an article from Amanda Reyes, who writes about the film's historic stature. On top of that, she talks about the family structure in film during the 80s, and how it was changing to be more progressive and feature different family units. A quick and interesting read that gives this film a little more weight historically. On top of that, the sleeve for the case is reversible as usual, featuring the original poster work on the opposing side. This time around, I like the new artwork more, with its vibrant goofiness. With that, however, we've covered everything included in our physical copy, so it's time now to check out what's all packed in on the disc. Arrow Video brings us a brand new 2K restoration of My Stepmother's an Alien from the original camera negative, alongside its lossless original 2.0 audio. On top of that, we get a newly recorded audio commentary from critic Brian Reisman. Reisman's track is very concise and comprehensive, as he works to share as much information as possible. He brings with him an extensive knowledge of 80s film culture and all the relevancies involved. I enjoy his mix between academic technical analysis and laid-back cultural talk, sharing all sorts of outside information to make this viewing entertaining in its own right. With that aside, we can check out the handful of video bonuses Arrow has brought along. We get an original trailer for the film, an image gallery containing 12 photos from the movie, and finally an interview with director Richard Benjamin. This interview is brand new and runs about 14 minutes long. Benjamin talks about his introduction to the script and how he was brought on board. He discusses casting, writing, the music, and more. My Stepmother is an Alien was actually supposed to be a horror film in its early incarnations, before being rewritten into a comedy. Overall, this interview is a quick watch that's worth checking out after the film itself. This, however, rounds out our release from Arrow Video, and though it isn't a terribly extensive one, what we do get is a nice addition to the 80s comedy collection. For now, thanks so much for joining me here once more on Pajama Theater. Like this video if you want to support the channel, and subscribe to tag along for more boutique Blu-ray reviews. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.